Hello there, I'm Michael Croker.
And I'm Lee Muirhead, coming to you from beautiful Pacific Paradise on the Sunshine Coast. And welcome to the very first episode of Living Proof, where we explore the latest and greatest ways to enjoy life, keep yourself in peak condition and create more of those magic, memorable moments. Come with us as we discover why life gets better with age and how we're all living proof.
Now today's journey takes us exploring through a beautiful northern New South Wales town. While on a more serious note, with online and phone scamming on the rise, we learn some valuable tips on how to avoid becoming a victim. Plus, later in the show, we're going to meet Judy and watch as our resident stylist, Tasha, injects some colour into her world. Stay tuned for her stunning makeover reveal.
But up next, our resident dietitian, Carly, is doing a makeover of a different kind as she shows us how to plan healthier meals that will boost your metabolism and give you back the kind of energy you had in your 20s. Take a look.
So Sheila, George, thank you for inviting me into your home today. George, would you mind telling me what are your goals for your health?
I have had prostate cancer. I had my prostate and I removed or parted company about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Feel I'm pretty healthy at the moment. I just want to continue to be healthy and live a long and healthy life.
Well, you're looking great for 75, George.
Thank you.
What's your secret?
Me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, being told what to do every minute of every day and the gym in the morning.
And Sheila, how do you feel about George's health at the moment?
Apart from being grumpy when he has gout, which sort of goes together, no, he's very buff. He's got the big, the big shoulders. I don't ever look beyond that.
Yeah. So we have I think, a reasonably healthy lifestyle. We need your help maybe with the diet side of it a bit more.
All right, well, I guess I'm here today to go through a few things with you about what you're eating now and maybe making some tweaks so that you can ensure that you do live a long and healthy life. So how do you feel about having some health checks on my scales today and see where we think you're at and having a chat about your diet?
Yeah, not a problem.
So George, the good news is your muscle mass is actually in that really good range. So your workouts are definitely working, which is great. You were right, Sheila. You're actually at quite a healthy BMI, which is your weight to height ratio. George, yours is 30, which is actually quite good for being over 65 at your age. Having a bit of fuel in the tank can be healthy for you as well. But what we do want to get down is perhaps what's called your visceral fat. So this is the fat that your doctor will be concerned about. So it's less about how you look, which is the fat under your skin. This is more about your organs and good metabolic health. But as I said, your muscle mass is good, so we've got a lot of good things happening. And now we just need to have some dietary strategies to get this down. Right. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. It would be very helpful.
Excellent. All right, well, how about we head into the kitchen and see what we can do? I think there's some really good things going on for George. He's got good lean muscle mass, which is really good for his fitness as he gets older. What I am a little concerned about is his visceral fat around his organs that your cardiologist will be a little bit worried about. So I'd like to get that down a bit, which will be good for his health and longevity. So George, do you want to tell me a little bit about what you would eat for lunch?
When we are at home, we'll either have a sandwich using Sheila's homemade bread or a pita bread and make the pizza toppings on it and cook that in the oven. So
I'm going to say that this is like Sheila's homemade bread. What would you typically use in your sandwich?
Sheila insists on an emphasis on vegetables, but I like to have a bit of ham and mustard in there. Yep. And then we would have cheese, tomato, lettuce.
Of course, as a dietitian, I'm going to say that the leafy greens, tomatoes, all those vegetables are really healthy, really good for your gut health, and also something called your microbiome, which is all the little bugs that live in your gut that feed off this fibre, and it leads to positive mental health, cardiovascular health, and general well-being. So that's really good news. One thing I do want to mention is about different bread types. So Sheila, you make your own bread. Again, that's amazing and always best breads to cook at home. So what you're doing is fantastic. Lots of, lot lower sugar and salts and things when you make it yourself. But I did bring in a couple of different breads today to show you where sometimes if you have too many of these breads and cereals, what can happen is you get quite a high balance of carbohydrates in your meal, which leads to a hormone called insulin being produced, which can then lead to that extra belly fat around this area, that visceral fat that we spoke about earlier. So a couple of little quick changes that can make a difference is this particular bread is what's called a lower carbohydrate bread. So they've taken out those starches and sugars and replaced it with protein and fibre. So one slice of this has about 2 grams of carbohydrate compared to about 15 grams.
Still flour.
It's still flour, but it's more the protein parts, the nuts and seeds, the grains. So lots of fibre and protein and less starchy sugars. So these two breads might seem to be equal, but the effect on that abdominal fat is quite different. So quite an easy switch, just looks very similar, do you think? You know, quite an easy fix. And just one other thing is those processed meats. I'm sure you've probably heard that, you know, salamis and things and hams, they're probably not as healthy, especially for our cardiovascular health, having those processed meats. But overall, a really great, healthy menu and only a very few small changes.
Wow, terrific insights there from Carly. I think the thing that I really took away from that was if you can be capable in the kitchen, self-sufficient, creating your own bread and things like that, that's usually a better way to go. You know what's going in, so you know what's coming out.
Well, they always say that. Maybe we all need a Sheila. But I did like the way that she kept it pretty simple. I mean, I do freak out in the kitchen if there's a recipe with more than 3 ingredients.
I hear you.
I'm like, no way. So she made it easy. But I reckon George looked pretty healthy too.
He had broad shoulders. I don't know if you picked that up.
Oh, I did. Okay. But thanks to Carly and, of course, to our guests, George and Sheila from Pacific Paradise.
And now it's time for Express Yourself, our fashion makeover segment designed to help you look good and feel great. Resident fashion stylist and image specialist Tasha is on location, about to meet Judy and husband Lou. Let's cross to Maroochy Keys.
Welcome to the beautiful Maroochy Keys, where we are about to meet Judy and Lou, who's just moved up from Melbourne. We'll be making her over today, and I cannot wait to meet them.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, are you excited? Yes.
Fantastic.
You're
Lovely
pretty
to see.
handsome yourself.
Oh.
Come through.
Come on.
Come through. So you just moved up from Melbourne.
Yes,
What was your fashion style like back in Melbourne?
probably more drab. There's a lot of blacks and greys and, you know, there's a little bit of colour happening, but you sort of blend in with the weather down there.
What I love about you already, just with meeting you, I feel that you're a fun person, so
Okay.
I definitely see color.
Yep.
I definitely see prints. I think you're pretty versatile, so
Yeah.
anything goes. But with class and style.
Oh,
So yeah, I can't wait to see your wardrobe.
oh yeah, you'll be excited. Not.
Aw, well, let's go have a look. Is it in here? Ta-da!
You like it?
Yeah, I could see what you're saying, you know, like lots of darks. This is great. This is really cool. To me, this confirms what I felt about your personality. You can just do anything. And I would love to elevate and update with prints. We all want to look great and feel
Yes,
great,
that's
right?
right.
And we all want to step up and be the best version of ourselves. And for us, we want you
Okay.
to, right? To kind
Yes.
of like rise up. No way, Judy.
What?
Okay, so this is why we love you. Oh my gosh.
That's my Christmas dress.
I mean, but
And my Christmas in July
see,
dress.
this is what I'm saying. Okay, let's get you some bling. Let's get you some color, because this just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, there's the fun, there's that joy, there's that vigor, that
There's
sparkle that we're talking about.
Christmas.
It's Christmas, yeah, but you know, I can't tell you that I would have seen a dress like this in any of my clients.
Oh, really?
So we're gonna focus this as a backstory
Okay.
and bring some color out. So, you know, it's not about just Christmas. It's 365 days of the year that you get to be you.
Okay.
So yeah, let's do that. So I've met with Judy, and she's amazing, right? She's a very vivacious, very colorful girl, although she's had a lot of black in her wardrobe, which makes sense. Melbourne, I get that from New York City. I wear lots of blacks as well. So this is about her lifestyle. This is about her coming into the Sunshine Coast, feeling great, going for dinner with her husband, having some drinks, and loving life. So we're really happy with what we've selected so far. And so right now we're thinking of, like, with her hair, how to redefine and bring that curl out so that it frames her beautiful face. She has a stunning jawline, strong striking cheekbones. And so I feel like she needs a bit of soft layers around the face to frame while we just enhance everything else. So watch this face.
Oh, Judy is in great hands there. I love Tasha's energy. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, you can see that Tasha is a force of energy and really knows a thing or two about fashion and style.
Oh, she certainly does. And Judy's open to it though, so it's going to be really interesting. I just can't wait to see the big reveal, and of course that will happen later in the show.
Absolutely. But right now it's time to welcome Stephen Fennick. Stephen is the editor of Tech Guide and one of Australia's top tech journalists. So Stephen, thanks for joining us. And today you have some ways we can all protect ourselves from scammers when using the internet and our connected devices.
Great to be with you. Unfortunately, the situation is getting worse. There are a growing number of scams, both the number of scams that we're seeing, but also the amount of money we're losing as well. In 2020, there was $175 million lost to scams. That figure nearly doubled in 2021 to $323 million. And the number of scams being reported has also increased. So this isn't a problem that's going to go away anytime soon.
Stephen, what type of scams are we seeing?
There are many types of scams that we're seeing. The main one being phishing scams. Now, phishing is receiving an email or a message that's trying to imitate either a bank, a utility, a telco, and trying to trick you into giving up your information and your passwords. We're also seeing a growing number of dating and romance scams as well. So people are getting together online, forming these online relationships, and then asking for money. We've seen that as a growing problem here in Australia as well. But I think the other scams to look out for, you've got fake billing. So people receive an invoice that they think is real and they actually pay it. They just happen to be a customer for that particular company. So there is a lot to look out for, but I think we use our common sense and we'll just get through.
Okay, what are these people hoping to achieve out of these scams?
Yeah, I think these criminals have a couple of goals in mind. Number one is it's a financial thing. They want money. They want your money. But the other thing they're after too is your identity. Your information is like currency to cyber criminals. They're bought and sold on the dark web like it's a stock market. So having your name, your address, your phone number, email address, that's enough information to, for example, create a credit card in your name or take out a loan in your name or even start a mobile number. So the effect here could be that they're trying to use your identity to fund criminal activity. And of course, the other side of it, the financial side of it, is they're after your money as well.
And now cyber criminals are targeting our smartphones with scam text messages. Isn't that right?
Yes, that is right. You think about it, every one of us has a smartphone. So that's a huge audience. Cyber criminals are after numbers. It's a numbers game. So the more people they can target with their scams, the better. This especially increased during the pandemic, where the classic, you have a parcel being redirected, and let's face it, we were all ordering online during the pandemic, and a lot of people fell for that scam. So we know that cyber criminals know that people have their smartphones. There's a lot of their information on there, their banking information, and so that has become the new target zone for cyber criminals.
Is it true that older Australians are becoming a larger target for scammers?
Yes, it is true. This is an unfortunate figure here that seniors have reported more than 17,000 scams just last year alone to ScamWatch. And you think about this target audience, so say people over 55, they tend to be less tech savvy than younger people, but they seem to be a lot more trusting. So they would believe it. They'd be more likely to believe it if someone's emailing them offering help, or if they've been told their account has been compromised, or that they're thinking, oh, how nice of this person to help me. So this is obviously something that cyber criminals know. They know these factors, and that is why seniors really have to be vigilant. They really have to be careful that they don't fall for these scams and potentially lose their life savings.
Stephen, help us out. How can we protect ourselves?
First thing, don't react. So don't think that something has to be done straight away. Check with the source, check with your bank, your telco, whoever this email appears to be from. Have strong password. That probably goes without saying. Just make sure you've got different and strong passwords for each of your online accounts, but also to protect your identity. Don't be throwing out things with your address on it. Have all of the, have your identity, your name, your address, your phone number. Protect that at all costs.
Some terrific information and insights in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I guess it's challenging too because we're so conditioned by the phone in our pocket. So if there's an alert or if we hear that there's a text coming through, we're almost conditioned to have to open and to have to engage. And I think as he's highlighted rightly, the trick is to not let yourself react instinctively, but just take a moment to pause, have a look at what is going on there and think critically before you engage with anything that's coming through.
I know, I'm actually scared to open any videos that are sent to me or any friend requests that's on Facebook because I'm thinking, I think they're already my friend. Like you do, I am thinking twice, but even deliveries. I mean, I don't understand. They're saying you've got a delivery coming and I'm going, oh my goodness, what have I ordered?
Yeah, I think the take home for me is just give pause before you interact.
Oh, very wise. Thank you. I'll take it on board. Now, we're all loving the freedom to travel again with so many of us exploring closer to home and discovering some weird and wonderful places.
That's right, Lee. It's the intrepid explorer in each of us that makes these destinations so special. Whether it's natural beauty, challenging landscapes, interesting characters and new experiences. Hidden Gems is about finding those places that are the unexpected surprise packages on your travels.
Oh, so let's check in with Graham and see what beautiful part of the country he is in today.
Hi guys and welcome. Well, we've had a hot tip from Mel Bright, who is GemLife's lifestyle coordinator. She told us about this fantastic little town called Federal in New South Wales. It's about a 25-minute drive up through scenic hinterland from Byron Bay. And we've been told about some really unique places of interest, some fantastic shops and restaurants, and some unique characters to meet. So, let's go take a look. Ruby and Frank's studio. Let's take a look.
Hello,
Hi, how are
welcome.
you? What sort of magic happens here?
Well, this is my studio. Upstairs I work and I make most of my ceramics, and down here I showcase my wares as well as those of a few local artists.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Can you show me around?
Yeah, absolutely, come and see. I like to make bright colours.
You've made these yourself?
Yep, I've made these, so...
I'll be careful, I won't drop it.
Yeah, please don't.
I'll drop it, I'll pay for it? Yep, got it. It's amazing. And obviously you're supporting local artists as well.
Absolutely.
Right, so all the magic happens upstairs.
Yes.
And I have to ask you, is that like a scene from Ghost? I have to ask the question. You hear that all the time? Oh, I know. So, Natalie, what's the process here? What are you doing?
So what I'm doing right now is trimming the bases of the vessels that I threw yesterday on the pottery wheel, and then I'll pop them into a bisque firing in my kiln. And that's the first firing before a glaze firing. These will be fired for about 12 hours. Yep. So usually I do it overnight. And then the kiln will need to cool down for about the same amount of hours. All right, here we go. And voila.
Well, thank you, Natalia. Thank you for having me here at Ruby and Frank's studio. What an incredible find. I tell you what, it really pays to get out and about on foot in these little towns. That was fantastic. Shino, Hiro, lovely to meet you both. Look, I am absolutely fascinated that we are in this quaint little hinterland village and you've got a Japanese restaurant right in the middle of the main street. How long have you been here? And it even had positive reviews in the New York Times. Like, how did this happen? Tell me.
gonna be 10 years this year on September when we first opened, very first time. But everybody's telling me it's middle of nowhere. Who's gonna come to here to eat Japanese food? Yeah. That's what everybody was saying. But luckily, all the local people in Federal, they really support us.
What's your favourite dish here?
Still sushi.
Still sushi?
Still
Okay,
sushi.
I'm going to have lunch after this interview, so I'd like a recommendation from you both what I should be having.
Our signature, one of the sushi is like a cone shape.
Yes.
It's called hand roll.
Okay.
One of the popular ones is pumpkin and sweet potato tempura.
Pumpkin and sweet potato tempura.
In a sushi wrapped up.
I think I might have to have one of those.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
beautiful.
Well, it's wonderful to meet you both. Thank you so much for sitting down and having a chat with us. And I can't wait to try the
Hand roll sushi.
Thank you so much.
What a great little town, Federal, New South Wales. We started off this morning having a chat to some of the local characters over a well-needed cup of coffee. We had a beautiful Japanese cuisine for lunch. We checked out some of the local sites, including a handmade mosaic tile place. Just fantastic. But don't take my word for it. Come check it out for yourself.
Oh, one street down. You just never know where he's going to pop up. Well, we can't lose him, can we?
No chance. What an amazing little story.
I loved it.
And who would have thought, there's Graham tucked away in this beautiful location, and right there in the middle of it, a truly authentic Japanese restaurant. You just never know.
I know. I mean, you expect, a pub or a cafe, but that just blew my mind. And I do love Japanese, so maybe Federal's on the list now.
Let's do it.
Okay, all right. Hey, are you curious about how our fashion makeover's going? Remember we were talking about that earlier?
I do. I wonder how that's all working out.
Oh, well, you know what? Stay tuned, because it's time to see how Tasha and Judy are getting on.
Today is the big day. I've assembled some of Judy's friends in there, and this is where we get to see the new Judy. So let's go and check it out. Have been so patient. I have to say, it's been such a pleasure working with her. I mean, as you guys know, she has the best personality, right? I mean, she was up for anything. She loves color, she loves prints. So, for us, just elevating slightly and just, giving that permission for more is what we do. And so I cannot wait to show you the new her.
Bring it on.
Should I go get her now?
Yeah, go get her.
Should I go get her now?
Yes.
All right, cool. I believe that everyone has a chance to step on their stage, own it, be confident in there. So you can come out and be you because you have permission to thrive in any season of life.
Never seen Judy look like that in 36 years. So. Yeah.
Wow, what a great moment with that reveal.
Love it.
Yeah?
It's fantastic. But that colour, I mean, she is from Melbourne, she did say that, and they do tend to go greys and blacks, but it just lifted her whole energy.
Yeah, she looked so happy, and Lou was happy as well.
Yeah, I think that was because he wasn't dragged around all the shops. Tasha did all the hard work. But look at all the friends.
Yeah, there were tears in the eyes.
I know, that's so nice. What a lovely story. And what a ride and a stunning result. So fantastic work by Tasha. Yeah, really well done, Tasha.
Absolutely. And a big thank you to all our special guests and resident experts, as well as all of our wonderful viewers at home. Now, if you'd like to be involved with the show, whether you have a favourite travel destination, tech question or health issue, write into Gem Magazine and let's all become living proof that life just keeps getting better with age. I'm Michael Croker.
And I'm Lee Muirhead. Bye for now.